Over the past few days, I have tried to provide a bunch of different content because I understand Salty Cracker's on vacation. Other creators are moving things and doing different things, and they're putting platforms together. And I've been seeing less and less of my favorite YouTube channels and other creators on different platforms, on Rumble, on BitChute, on Odyssey. If you're not on Odyssey, you ought to be. That's the smoothest platform I've seen yet. But in lieu of all of the different exciting hype that you would normally be seeing, I've been trying to create and put together a couple new videos a day, sometimes a handful a day. And I know they're not all great, they're not all perfect, but I appreciate y'all watching them. And I've noticed lately, views are dropping. So I can only imagine when I log out and I sign out and I get onto another, I get onto a separate device without any connection and using a VPN, and I search America Flow and I start to type it in, you will not see it come up in search. I thought that was odd. So, knowing that, if you like this channel at all, or if you find it at all informative, or if anyone would find any value in it, I'd appreciate a like, a sub, a share. That would help. Because of this, and this is ultimately the reason for the ask, Birdwatch. This passed me by because of all of the different things I've been trying to look at. I somehow missed this. Twitter announces they're creating Birdwatch, which is essentially an internal forum where they can censor, manipulate, annotate, and otherwise posts. Now, you won't see what it is they're posting, only they will. But what does that sound like? It sounds an awful lot like the DMs that the Douglas Mackey, aka Ricky Vaughn on Twitter, one of the 4 people who were indicted by the FBI for tweeting memes in 2016, they were in a small, private forum sharing information about tweets, memes, and how they would affect people. They're being indicted for conspiracy against rights. Rights of expression? No rights of vote. But what about this? Would this not qualify for violating rights of expression? Let's read it. It says, people come to Twitter to stay informed, and they want credible information to help them do so. We apply labels and add context to tweets, but we don't want to limit efforts to circumstances where something breaks our rules or receives widespread public attention. We also want to broaden the range of voices that are part of tackling this problem, and we believe a community-driven approach can help. That's why today we're introducing Birdwatch, a pilot in the US of a new community-driven approach to help address misleading information on Twitter. Okay, so here's how it works, they say. Birdwatch allows people to identify information in tweets they believe is misleading and write notes that provide informative context. We believe this approach has the potential to respond quickly when misleading information spreads. You mean censoring people? Adding context that people trust and find valuable. Eventually, we aim to make notes visible directly on tweets for the global Twitter audience, when there is consensus from a broad and diverse set of contributors. In the first phase of the pilot, notes will only be visible on a separate Birdwatch site. On this site, only pilot participants can rate the helpfulness of notes added by other contributors. These notes are being intentionally kept separate from Twitter for now, while we build Birdwatch, and gain confidence that it produces the right context that people will find helpful and appropriate. Additionally, notes will not have an effect on the way people see tweets or our system recommendations. What is the definition of a censor? I just had this ready. An official who examines material that is about to be released, such as books, movies, art, text, posts, or suppresses any parts that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or a threat to security. That is, individual security, which means if they say someone's threatening violence or makes someone feel unsafe, they're being censored. And make no buts about it, I don't care if my language makes you feel offended or hurt or unsafe. It's my right to say it. You can feel however you want. I don't get the right to make you feel a certain way. That's not my right. It is my right to say whatever I want, though. You can just feel however about it. That's your right. Censors want to take that all away. So get rid of that. That is censorship. But what's the definition of an echo chamber? Because that's also what this will be. It's a censoring echo chamber, or an echo chamber of censorship. An echo chamber is an enclosed space where sound reverberates. No. That's Jack Dorsey's head. That's his. There's nothing in there. It's just I don't know. Terrible joke. No, an echo chamber is an environment in which a person encounters only beliefs or opinions that coincide with their own, so that their existing views are reinforced and alternative ideas are not considered. So they're building an echo chamber separate from the regular site that can eventually someday be implemented into the regular site. It sounds safe. It sounds really great. Sounds phenomenal. That's Birdwatch for you. This will be super exciting. They say, to date, we've conducted more than 100 qualitative interviews. More than 100? With individuals across the political spectrum who use Twitter, and we've received broad general support for this. I'd like to see the 100 people. In particular, people valued notes being in the community's voice rather than that of Twitter or in central authority. So get a few people to have a name and a photo behind them, and then it won't say Twitter rules or Twitter security or Twitter support blocking a person, and we can all yell at Twitter and drop their stock. This will be an individual within the censorship team. So if you want to be mad at someone, well, be mad at them, and we could fire them for an action they've taken, and then they can change their avatar and change their name and act again. Because that's how they do it. All data contributed to Birdwatch will be publicly available and downloadable in TSV files. So anyone that thinks they're going to be hiding how they act, it's going to be transparent, they say. I will be looking forward to downloading it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think this is absurd. How can we be happy or excited or feeling like you live in a free world or a free country when you have the single biggest social media influencer? And make no mistake about it, I know Facebook is bigger, but when they say people come to Twitter to stay informed, that is absolutely true. No one goes to Facebook to find out what's going on. People pop Twitter up to look at what's trending and to search out whatever phrase they think will be trending or keyworded or whatever. So I think this is something more serious to take note of, and it missed me on Monday. I don't know how, other than the fact that we've just been looking at a lot of info. So that's what I had to share. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like this video, share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm looking at these numbers, and it's actually really great. So I didn't mean to sound at all complaining earlier, because the growth has been awesome. The interactions have been awesome. Even with YouTube kind of pushing me down a little bit, it still feels fine. It feels better, actually, because they can see we're getting traction, which means that you are making a big difference, and I sincerely appreciate that. So with all that said, you're doing it all. I appreciate it. Keep doing everything that you can do to keep America afloat.